Hey, Big Rory, I'd like to welcome you to the Cat's Corner. New podcast, baby. You know, I'm talking to all my friends. Can you see me? Everything okay? Leave it on, Big Rory. I see you. Everything is already working.
Okay.
We got everything working, Big Rory. Big Rory, you see I got to wear reading glasses now. You see that, right?
Yeah, I got a pair too. I just ain't got them on.
you know, Big Rory, yeah. I've been knowing you for a lot of years.
A long time, since high school.
Yeah, and I kind of know of your career, but I don't know everything because, you know, I've always had my opinion of your Ohio State career and my Savannah State, that if we ever had the opportunity to play Ohio State, I think Savannah, at the time I was there, not when Shannon Sharp was there, but when I was there, I thought maybe we could stay with you guys for the first quarter. But you think otherwise.
Maybe. I don't know.
No, Big Rory, don't be nice. Tell me, what do you think about a small college like Savannah State, Division II, playing a big college like Ohio State? Now, I know we're joking around about keeping up with it, but they're doing that. There's some teams out there playing these, like Georgia's schedule this year. It's so weak, man.
Yeah, they play UT Martin. I'm like, good night. You know, it's just they play UT Martin and they got another easy school. I don't know. I think they got South Carolina coming up here the next week or the next couple of weeks. I think that's going to be a pretty good game. But it's hard to gauge when you're playing all these easy teams. And the same thing with the University of Michigan. They played East Carolina and then getting ready to play UNLV. So,
but you playing in the Pac-10,
right?
One of the top, strongest conference around. Yeah. I play in the ISAC Division II conference. Yeah. Every game we had was hard. I don't know what it would have been like to be so powerful that we played down to a team. You know, like
I mean, when I played in the Big Ten, and it was like when we played. I don't think we played any easy schools. I mean, my senior year, we played Colorado, the same school Coach Prime is coaching now. We played them, and then we played Oregon, and then we played Oregon State, and then and then we got into our regular conference games. But those were our easy games, you know. But nowadays, you know, I guess they're trying to, with this NIL thing, and they're trying to give more awareness and more capabilities to smaller schools to play bigger schools, you know.
But Rory, we're talking like people who watching this or will be watching this, like they know what university or what school you went to.
Right.
Tell me what school you went to. What school are we talking?
We're Resite. Of course we offer all-inclusive site work. We're Resite. Of course we have a dynamic site crew. We're Resite. We have secure foundations. We're Resite. Of course we're good stewards. Resite redefines the way site work is done. Contact us at resite.com. It's re-site.com.
I went to the Ohio State University. That's where I went.
And what year were you there?
81 to 86. I was there for 5 years. I had a redshirt year. In my sophomore year, it was a redshirt year. So
what kind of accolades did you get? Did you win any kind of award? Because I know you were highly decorative when it came to.
I was all Big Ten in 1985. You know, AP, Associated Press, all Big Ten in 1985. You know.
And what position did you play? Receiver.
Right. All right. You want to have a
hey, Big Rory. Your dad said you were 6'2", 220 pounds when you came out, when you were born. That's what he said.
I was out in I tell you what, I was out in the 8th grade.
In 8th grade, you were what?
6'2", about 6'2", 6'3", about 220 pounds.
So what did the scale tip? What's the back of your plan day? What was your weight and height?
In college?
Let's go to high school, because you was all American in high school, right?
Yeah, I'm about 6'5", about 270, 275. Around, between 260 and 280 somewhere. I float around in between those numbers there. Yeah.
Now high school, people already knew you were going to be something. I used to hear everybody. We went to the same area indicator. We went to the same, not the same high school, but we was in the same district. Now, I used to hear about you all the time. People talked about you being a #1 draft, going to the NFL, even when you was in high school, because you were fast and you played, 2-3 different sports?
Yeah, I was a track athlete. 1981 shot put champion. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, had the best throw in the state. I got that big old trophy downstairs still. That thing's over 30-something. Man, that thing's got to be close to 40 years old.
but does it still, when you look at it, does it still mean the same to you? Can you feel that retrospect that you had when you first received that trophy? You still feel it?
Heck yeah, that was a state championship trophy. I had the best throw in the state that year, for the whole meet. So it meant a lot. And then, that year I didn't start off very well because when I performed in the Florida relays earlier that year, and I didn't have a good, I didn't even place down there. And so by the time, the state came, I had won the region. I became second in the county. I was battling with Big Ron O'Neal. You remember Big Ron O'Neal?
Yeah, big running back. He came back. He was highly recruited too. He went to Auburn, right? Didn't he go to Auburn?
He went to Auburn, but he also almost went to Florida State. It was like 5 of us that almost signed with Florida State. It was me.
Name him.
Doug Smith, me and him. Me and Doug ended up being roommates at Ohio State together. Now he's working over in Atlanta.
But you was about to name 5 guys that you know.
Yeah, I think one of them was Ron O'Neal. I think Davenport. He played tight end. Orlando Davenport, I think that's his name. I know his last name was Davenport. I think he played tight end. And he might have went to Thurl, if I'm not mistaken. But it was us. It was I know those are the 3 that I do remember is me.
And that didn't y'all do a summer trip or something, a recruit trip or something to Florida State?
I went down on an official visit. I took all, back then you could take 6 official visits. I took all 6. So I was making them sweat.
Listen, back in those days, recruiting was different from what they are today, man.
Oh, it is. It is. It's not like it was back then. You got like back then you could sign 2 letters, right? I signed that first letter with Florida State. That got all the ACC schools and SEC schools, in Southern Independence, off my back. But I could still go to like Ohio State and Southern California, because I went to visit the University of Southern California too. I almost went there. I think that would have been better, actually, even for my career as football wise, because they were putting out great offensive linemen at that time. You remember?
But wait a minute, Big Roy. Why didn't you, being a Georgia boy, being one of the top recruits, why didn't you go to Georgia?
Well, it was like they were recruiting a whole lot of my athletes. They were recruiting a whole lot of athletes that I was playing with at the time. I just wasn't.
So you was afraid. You was afraid you didn't have it.
I just wanted to go somewhere different.
I'm just asking, bro.
I wanted the total experience. I didn't want to depend on my mom. I didn't want to depend on it. I wanted to be on my own.
You wanted to leave home.
Yeah, I wanted to be on my own. So when I got I almost went to Southern Cal, but it was so far away. So I ended up, going to Ohio State. I went to Ohio State because I had a really good time there, and it was for the tradition, because I got recruited by the University of Michigan too. Bo Schembechler went through my daggum career in 2 minutes.
hey, Hey, listen,
Yeah,
you was the largest high school player in probably Georgia. You were pretty, you fast, you were fast, you can
right.
run. You was okay when it come to being smart. You was all right, you average.
What you trying to
And
call me stupid?
no, you was an offensive lineman. You know, anybody that run into people, they can't be that smart. Every play, y'all ran into somebody.
Yeah.
So who wanted to play offensive guard? As you know, I played linebacker.
Right.
And you know, I got to see and play against a lot of you guys. But
Right.
at the high school level that you guys was at Columbia High School, you guys were ranked like number 1 or number 2 in the nation at one time, right? Well,
Right.
I was.
We were up there. It was just like we had so many athletes at that time at our high school and whatever. And it was like, even though we know my senior year, we should have won a whole lot more games, but it was like more of, everybody was kind of wanting to be the star a little bit, but I think we should have stuck more to more of the basics. I think, because we should have won more football games, so we should have went farther into the state championship. Now, my brother's team, they went to the state.
Hey, we ain't talking about your brother team. We talking about that team that you was on, because if I remember correctly, you guys were ranked like number 1 high school the whole summer. That's all they talked about.
Right.
You guys had 6 or 7 NFL players on your team, and this
Right.
is a high school team. And
Right.
you guys would go end up playing some little team. Y'all first game was gonna be
Right.
Gordon High School.
Right.
And that's my high school, if you want to know. I was on that team.
I know. We played against y'all. We beat y'all 2-0.
2-0. That's what I'm saying. You guys had all those NFL players, and we only had 23 players. And you guys, listen, they say you guys were going to beat us all up and down the field.
Well,
but the game was only, you guys didn't score a touchdown.
No,
the score was 2-0 because our quarterback started playing around in the end zone.
I wonder where they got your big Uncle Terry from, because I didn't know about that joke until I got out there in front. I was like, where they got this big old number 70 from? We didn't see him on
field. you know why? I'm gonna tell you why. We had really good athletes. We had great players. As you know, we had linebacker. We had good players. But what they didn't push in our high school was the only sport I played at one time was like football. Right. You see what I'm saying? So you guys didn't have the opportunity to see us on the track team, on the basketball team. Now, Kedrick Dunn, a good friend of mine, played at Clemson, went on to play about 6 or 7 years in the NFL. Right. He played football, basketball, and he did the track stuff. So he got more known. You know, so for a short time after that, they start telling athletes, people like us, if you really want to get these big colleges looking at you, you got to play 2 or 3 different sports. Remember that? Right. Remember that? But then later on, let's say now kids only playing 1 sport, or 2. They may be playing 2, but their focus is only 1 sport because everything seemed like in high school is year round now. You got basketball, AAU, summer stuff. Everything seen that. What do you think about that? What do you think you would have been able to do in this time if you were still playing football?
It's a whole lot different time now, Ernest. These kids are a little bit more softer than when we grew up, man. It's like every time, we were taught a little bit more. Because of the multimedia thing and whatever, that's changed everything. Back when we were growing up, that didn't exist. We had 3-4 channels. Now they got all of this, me thing, and they're not concentrating on sports, school, things they should concentrate on. That's going to get them out throughout life. Because it's like, you can't, nowadays. You get out there and it's like, everybody, you get to be you get all of these little football players playing, and everybody think they're going to be a pro football player. People don't understand. It's very competitive. Everybody ain't going to be no pro football player. Everybody's not going to be a rapper. Everybody, you know what I'm saying? Young people need to put more of their focus on goals that they can attain to better their life and better their families.
So wait a minute, Rory. You're not saying that you did not believe that you were going to play in the NFL until you got to play in the NFL. When you was in high school, you thought you was NFL material then, right?
Well, I didn't think so much so. Coach Barner did, and a lot of my other coaches did.
Coach Barner is your head football coach in high school.
Yeah, he was at that time. So he had because he always would talk about me playing in college and, in the pros or whatever. I was out there basically when I started playing. I was out there playing I started when I was 13. I was out there playing because my friends was out there. I wanted to hang out with my friends and then over the years, the competitiveness got stronger, and then everything got, and the more the recruiting thing kicked in. I mean, Ohio State started recruiting me when I was 15. Okay.
So back then they didn't have the you couldn't get money. You couldn't get the material stuff. Coach couldn't do. So you trying to tell me you was recruited that high and nobody ever offered you money, girls, jobs?
No. Now they did used to use girls. All of these schools. All of these schools use girls to somehow get guys. I had girls writing letters.
I heard about these guys. I heard about your school over there. You guys were getting money. You guys were getting all extra stuff just because these big colleges was recruiting you guys. Money, cars, women. You guys had the #1 high school player in the nation on that team with you guys.
Right.
And I heard his story. I know Antonio Renders. A defensive back. He was about 6'3", 6'4", fast.
Right.
He was everything. Everybody liked this guy.
Right.
All the universities. He was rated #1 high school player in the nation.
Right.
And he was on your team. And this guy got some of everything, man. This guy was living in a house when he went up to Georgia. He ended up going to UGA.
Yeah.
And
that's why, I think Georgia did that for all of their stars. You remember Herschel Walker, right?
Oh yeah,
he recruited me, right? Him and Leslie Scott. This was 1980. That's that year they went to the national championship. But I was getting highly recruited at the time. But I was upstairs, man, and I was watching some cartoons and stuff. And then next thing, Reggie, my brother, runs upstairs. Herschel Walker and Leslie Scott downstairs in the living room.
Wait a minute. Georgia sent their best players just to try to recruit you.
Yes. So Leslie Scott and Herschel Walker were downstairs, and I'm like, because I couldn't believe it. I'm like, what they up doing? So what we end up doing, Herschel, man, he had a brand new spanking Trans Am, 1980. It was all black, had the big bird on it and everything, So
in college?
Yeah. This is his first year too. He ain't been 18. So I ended up riding with them over to see Antonio, because Antonio, I think they was playing Clarkston. They was playing Clarkston High School, and so they were also recruiting him. So we were going to go over there and watch Antonio play. So we stopped at McDonald's and we sat and we had a little something to eat. Everybody knew who Herschel was. He was a very nice guy. He signed an autograph. He was really nice. And we hung out there. We hung out for a few hours, because they were trying to get me to come there to play. And then, also they were trying to get Antonio to come there to play. So it was quite an experience.
So both of you guys were recruited by Georgia. Georgia decided that they were going to send a top player that everybody knew in the state. Georgia loved Herschel Walker. So that he sent him just to impress you guys in a brand new Trans Am. Right. And don't tell them what else y'all did after the game. But
we didn't do anything else. They took me home after that. Huh?
That mean in high school you loved the Herschel Walker so much, and everybody know that they sent him to get you to come to the Graceland.
Right.
It's just like Jesus coming back to get his people. They sent Herschel to come get you.
Yeah.
But okay, if you love Herschel then, what do you think about Herschel now?
I just, with all of this, I think Herschel's fine. I think he should just stay in his lane. He's fine, man. But with the politics, he should just stayed in his lane, man. It was like, I mean, he was a football hero and everything. I mean, he was everything to Georgia. He got them he got them a national championship. He almost got them too.
Yeah, but you using past tense. You say he was a national hero. He's
he's 1 year older than me.
Let me hear you say then, I love Herschel Walker.
Huh?
Let me hear you say, if you really feel
I respect Herschel Walker. I respect all my football brothers.
But that ain't what you were saying.
I'm part of that. I'm part of that fraternity, so I respect all of them.
You respect. You don't
because I played with some greats. I played with Keith Byers. I played with Pepper Johnson. I played with Chris Spielman at Ohio State. I played with Marcus Allen. I played with Tim Brown with the Raiders. I played with Steve Smith with the Raiders. I played with Howie Long was one of my teammates. Okay, I played with some great players. So I respect
all right. Since you bringing up those names,
right
now at Ohio State, who was the best two players you ever played with, and then two that you played against?
Ohio State had to be Keith Byers, man. He was amazing.
He was a great running back.
Oh my God, he was, man. My man Keith was the man, boy. He was something else. I'm glad he was on our team.
So that's one.
And him and Pepper Johnson, man. And him and Pepper Johnson.
Pepper Johnson was what?
The linebacker.
Oh, outside linebacker.
No, he played inside. Sometimes he all depend on that. I had seen him play outside before because he played with the Giants. He played with Cleveland. I want to say he played with the Jets. He had a pretty stellar career, Pepper did.
Yeah. Now, who was the best two that you played against?
Had to be Bruce Smith with Buffalo, and because he was, man, it was Bruce Smith and I'm gonna say, you talking about defense,
bruh. Any two player, not just defense.
Okay,
offense in.
I'm see Bruce Smith and Ronnie Lott.
Oh yeah. You know what? I'm a little taken away from the idea that the two best players you say you ever played with were two Ohio State players. When I asked you played with Bo Jackson, did you play with Bo Jackson?
No, I did. I thought you were talking about this in college.
All right, I'm just asking.
No. I mean, as far as in college, now pros, Bo was, Bo was good.
I said ever. Okay, we'll stay.
Oh no. Well, if you say ever, I gotta put Bo. I gotta put Bo Jackson and Marcus Allen. I gotta put Marcus Allen and Bo Jackson.
We'll stay with the college then. We just said those was your best college players.
Best college players would be the two that I said, Pepper Johnson and Keith Byers on my side. And if it was different, on the other side it would be Carl Banks. Who also played with the Giants. He also played with Pepper. He played at Michigan State. And God, what's that other guy's name? What's his my man? Oh man, John Frank. He played tight end. I got a lot of my run blocking style down by watching him. Him and Bill Roberts. They were ahead of me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Big Ron, let me take you away from that. I want to close out that part with the high school.
Okay.
What advice would you give any high school guys now that have dreamed of going to the NFL?
First of all, get your schooling down, get your habits down for schooling, and take care of your school. You take care of your schooling, everything else is going to fall into place. And also be disciplined as far as your schedule, how you work out. And work hard, and don't listen to your parents, listen to your coaches. A lot of these young people don't listen enough to their elders because they think they know everything and they don't. These phones and this new technology has really made them a lot of just really stupid, really. Because they don't know. A lot of these young people don't know how to talk. They don't know how to deal with.
Okay, Big Roy, take it easy. I just said give them some advice.
Yeah, but listen.
That's high school. That's high school.
Just listen to follow your elders, man. Listen to your elders. Listen to your mother. Listen to your father. Listen to your coaches. Work hard. Never give up. Never give up. Work hard and set goals and achieve your goals. Set your goals. And put everything in steps. Don't try to do everything at one time,
So you giving them advice to do everything that you didn't do. Let's go to college. Let's go to college. Now, being in college, how was your first year of college? Were you homesick? How did you feel?
Terrible.
I can imagine just being at Ohio State, though, man. That place is huge.
Man, just terrible. It wasn't good the first. It wasn't good the first year when I first got there. You had to get used to it because it was like a good thing. I had a couple of teammates that also went to Georgia schools, like Doug Smith. He went to Fulton. The late Spencer Nelms. He went to Lakeside. These was my boys,
So you had a couple of homeboys.
I had a couple of homeboys with me. Okay. Yeah, I had a couple of homeboys, so that made transition a lot more easier, because I had a couple of homeboys with me. Because Spencer graduated in like 3 years, and he ended up working in Washington. I think he worked with the Clinton administration for a minute, but he died a few years back. Man, God bless his soul. I remember when my freshman year. He was on the traveling team, right? So they were out there playing Stanford. That's when John Elway was the guy out there and whatever. And
you played against John Elway?
Yeah, but I wasn't on the traveling team, man. This is my freshman year, So we didn't play little at all. I mean, we got in the game after we got up on teams 50 to 60 to nothing. They'll put us in. but
who was the coach? Who would you coach at Ohio State?
Earl Bruce, Earl Bruce. So what happened was when they were out there playing, man, we were playing Stanford really, really tough. We were playing them at Stanford, right? And then boom, boom, boom. At the end of the game, Elway threw this pass. It was like a short pass into the flat. Man, Spencer Nelms reached up, intercepted that ball, came down, and we won the game. So
I remember that game.
Yeah.
What you got playing against Michigan then?
No, that was when we was playing against Elway at Stanford.
Oh, Elway at Stanford. Okay,
yeah,
all right.
Yeah, and Spencer picked his pass off, intercepted it, and closed the game out, and we beat them out. We beat them out there. That was a great win for us. Now
Elway, who turned out to be one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL, you think he's in the Hall of Fame, right?
Yes.
Now, when you were playing at Ohio State, was there any players that, for instance, made you get off the bench? When they came on the field, I don't care if you were tired, if you needed water, there was some player that made you get off the bench that goes, let me go see what he gonna do. Somebody like let's say somebody like Michael Vick. Right. When teams played against Michael Vick, did nobody sit on the bench. Right. Even the other guys, other offense guy was out there watching because they know this guy was incredible.
Right.
Was any players like that in college that you remember seeing that made you get off the bench? Someone that you were playing against?
Someone I was playing against, let me see. Elway. Because they came, I tell you what, because the following year, they came and played us there and they beat us, okay, in Ohio Stadium, right? And then we played Florida State that following week. We lost to them too, So it was like Ohio State ain't never lost 2 home games back to back in like decades, right? So they ended up bringing Woody Hayes in. To have him talk to us, to get us fired up, and he did. After that, we didn't lose any more games. We ended up going to the Holiday Bowl. We ended up playing BYU in the Holiday Bowl. That's when Steve Young was the quarterback.
Hey, bringing up Steve Young, great quarterback, great quarterback. But you brought up somebody I wanted to play for, Woody Hayes. Woody Hayes seemed like he was a special coach, and I played linebacker, so I was aggressive. He seemed like he was one of the guys kind of coach. Yeah. Somebody who made you want to go out there and knock somebody's head off.
Yeah, he was that kind of personality at Ohio State for like 28 years. He won, I don't know, like 5 national championships. He might have won 6. I know he won 5.
So in college you was all Big Ten.
Right.
You did a lot of great things. You had a great career at Ohio State,
yes,
which is the way it was developed is what bring me to where I am right now and process thought on what college is like now.
Right.
Back then you said something. You was highly recruited coming out of high school.
Right.
You get to Ohio State and you sit the bench for a while your first year.
Yeah, second year too. I didn't play any second year too because I was like I said, I had a red shirt my second year, so I didn't play at all.
You hardly hear red shirts anymore unless somebody hurt.
Well, you do now. I mean, because these kids stay in college.
Hold on, wait a minute. This is where I'm going. Yeah. You did something that these kids don't do.
Right.
You got coached. The coach coached you. The coach put you on the bench, let you watch the guys who was in front of you. You developed and you gave it time to work his way out, and you develop into what?
I'll tell you a story about my son. But that sophomore year, my red shirt year, I was really discouraged, because man, I'm used to being a star, right?
Yeah.
I wanted to be playing and starting and stuff. I was at my mom, and I was, calling her boo-hooing and stuff. She said, "Look, just take your time. Don't worry about it, baby. Stay right there. Stay your course. Everything will work itself out." And she was
so you never did you ever think about, I'm gonna leave this school?
Yeah, I was ready to transfer. I told mom I was ready to transfer back down to University of Georgia. I really was.
Oh yeah, so
I was discouraged. I wanted to be out there playing and stuff. And my mom just said, be patient, stick to your schooling, work on your schooling, work on your grades, work on that. Everything else will fall into place.
But looking back on that, how do you feel about it today? Because these kids today jump into the transfer portal. They moving from school to school just to play football.
Right.
If they don't get the playing time, they don't want to sit on the bench. They want to play right now. Yeah. And you said you set the bench 3 years. What made you decide, who, maybe your mom, made you decide, hey, I can tough this out?
Right. And my mother did, because my mother was like, just be patient, because the immortal Bill Miles, God bless his soul, he was my position coach at Ohio State, kind of like another father to me. He was really instrumental in, my development as a football player. So as long as I had him there, and I just was patient with it. And I just sat and waited, and then like the next year, I started 3 games the following year, which was my sophomore year, but I played all the time. And, when I lettered, and then I started my junior and my redshirt senior year. I started, so it was like, and then and I got all Big Ten my senior year. But just sometimes you got to be patient.
Things worked out. Things worked out.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly.
You waited. You were patient. You end up. So your college career at Ohio State was great. It worked out for you at the end. You stayed there. You worked hard.
Right.
You practiced hard. You know what I'm saying? You did you was a good student and you was a very good athlete. And I can tell because you ended up going to the NFL.
Right.
Now, when did you know your senior year? Where did you want to go? And how did you get into the NFL?
I got originally, I went free agent. So it was like I didn't get drafted, man. It's so many things we can talk about that, but
that was
we won't get into that. I went free agent and I went to the Seahawks. So I was
That
in
was the
Seattle.
talk.
I was in Seattle for my first 2 years. You know,
But you know what? That was the talk of the town. How in the heck? And I mean, not just your friends, but I remember watching sports channel and talk show. How in the world did they get you at a free agent level? Was like crazy. But you know what? You came in and you did you walked the walk, talked the talk, and you
exactly.
start blowing people out. You know,
Exactly.
I got in the first team you went to was Seattle.
Right.
I don't
Yeah.
remember. I didn't know. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
so how
Yeah. I was up there playing with your boy Jeff.
Brian, yeah.
Jeff Bryant, because he played there
I mean,
for 12 years. I saw that he played there for 12 years himself.
so how many years did you play for Seattle?
Like 1.5, about 2 years. Because I played like the first year, and then the second year, you know, I got like down to the last cut, and then they released me, and then like a few months later, I signed with the Raiders, and that's when the strike was going on. It was a strike going on. That was that first strike was going on. So other teams wanted to sign me earlier, you know, to play scout ball, but I was an NFLPA representative, so I wasn't crossing the picket line, and at the same time, I just wasn't in the proper shape. So what I did was sign with the Raiders around November, and then the following year, I went down there to start my career there.
Big Rory, but let me ask you this, Rory.
Right.
Playing with Seattle, who was in the backfield? Who did you block for?
Kurt Warner. Kurt Warner from Penn State.
Oh, he was a quarterback, right?
No. He was a running back.
He was a running back?
Yeah, at Penn State, man. Coach Knox used to call him the land crab because he used to run. He used to run just as fast side to side as he did forward. A lot like Barry Sanders did.
And who else was back there in that backfield?
My man Everett Lane played fullback, but Kurt Warner was the main feature for
I remember that year though, Seattle was more a defensive team than they were.
You know, on defense you had Jeff was playing one of the defensive ends. Joe Nash. Jeff Prime was playing one of the defensive ends. Joe Nash was playing the nose tackle position. And Jacob Green was playing the other defensive end. Jacob Green out of Texas A&M.
Yeah.
All time Seattle great. So he was playing defense on the other side. And then they had Terry Taylor, who was playing cornerback, number 20. They had Dave Brown, who also was playing cornerback. And the linebackers was Keith Butler, and he played at Memphis State. And then you had Greg Gaines, who played at Tennessee, who also played linebacker.
But they defensive team were ranked pretty high in the NFL.
Yeah. Yeah,
they didn't give up. They didn't give up the touchdown. They'll give you a field goal, but they didn't give up. So you guys will know mostly then Seattle was a defensive team.
Right.
Now this is when I really start liking you and was happy to have you as my good friend.
Right.
You went to my favorite team. As you can see, I got it on
right.
Oakland. They was the Raiders.
Yeah.
My team was the Oakland Raiders. But when you got there, they had switched over to
they were the Los Angeles Raiders.
Now let me ask you this, Big Roy. Your hair kind of looked like the helmet of a Raider. The gray, the black stripe on the side. I see that in you.
That is just completely coincidental. I don't know.
I think you dyed spray painted that gray up there right now.
No, I didn't. That's my natural hair.
Look at my hair now. We the same age. Look at that. You'll see it.
Man, you know you done put some Grecian Formula 16 in that beard, boy. You know that ain't your natural beard.
You ain't gonna come on my show and tell my secret. You understand what I'm saying? My talk.
You know you don't put some just for men on that thing.
You know the boy looking good. This thing, listen. I doubt that thing, man. People don't even
just for men on there.
But
yeah, man.
But Big Roy, let's get back to this Raiders thing, man.
Right.
Because when you went to the Raiders, man, it was like, man, you know what? I spent a little time trying to play for a couple of teams. So right. I never really got there. But I lived through some good friends.
Right.
You being one of them.
Right.
You know, I remember talking to you. You first thing you said, you got to come out here and You got to come out here and see me. You know, I mean, Los Angeles. I don't even think I've ever been to California before.
Right.
You know, and but the Raiders, man, I look at the Raiders back in the day, Big Roy. I mean, let's look back, man. I mean, my favorite 2 players of all time. 3, I'm going to give you 3, and they all was Raiders. Well, other than Jack Lambert from Pittsburgh Steelers. He was a beast.
Right.
He was a vampire. Didn't do you take the front teeth out. But the guy I really liked was Ken Stabler, the quarterback.
Alabama.
You had, and for some reason, I wanted to be a tight end, but I just know I couldn't be this kind of tight end. That was Dave Casper. You remember Dave Casper? Yeah. Man, then they had one of the hard-hitting defensive back ever, Jack Tatum. Just their name.
Well, like you know Jack Tatum went to Ohio State, right?
Man, Jack Tatum. No, I didn't. Yeah, I knew that.
He went to Ohio State. He was on that national. I think he was on the national championship back in '69.
Yeah, but you know what? Football back then was just different. Football was like ragged. And then they had the defensive line, man. They had what's the guy name was nose guard who you worked with him when you went out there at a restaurant, a club. What's his name?
Lyle Alzado.
Lyle Alzado. Man, he was like a bouncer that just happened to play nose tackle.
Yeah.
He's good at.
Yeah, I like Lyle, man. Lyle, Howie, all the guys, man. My favorite mate all the time I played with him, Marcus Allen. I'm sorry. Me and him being in the pits together, you know, so Marcus Allen.
So Marcus Allen was your running back.
Yeah.
Marcus Allen was one of my favorite football players too from USC. Yeah. And I still remember that play where he went one way and they shut it down. He looked the other way, they shut it down. Then he's like a rocket. He just shot
up the middle. Yeah.
Oh man, that was the best run I'm thinking, other than OJ Simpson. And you know him and OJ got a lot of comparisons. You know.
Right.
OJ. Yeah. Well, you know who else had a good run? Marcus Allen run was great, but I can name 2 other. It was OJ Simpson. Then it was Tony Dorsett when he ran 99 yards.
I remember that. That was against Minnesota.
Oh yeah, man.
That was a Monday night football game. I remember that run, man. That was a Monday night football game.
I've never seen a running back run 99 yards so easy.
Yeah.
Just running away from people.
Yeah, he was fast.
Oh man.
Lightning fast. He was fast.
But they said Marcus Allen was not that fast though. They said, I remember then hearing about, back then, have you ever played? I've played against running back who were track stars. Then I played against running back who they said was slow. Right. But then once they put the shoulder pads and stuff on the field, the ones who was not running the 4.40 seemed like they got faster on the field.
Yeah. You know what Marcus could really do? He could really block. He could.
Oh, yeah.
I seen him, man. He took some people out. I mean, a lot of times, when I was playing left tackle, when I was dropping back to set, he would chip, he would chip the defensive end before he go out to his route. And man, when he chipped guys, he cracked their ribs when he chipped them. He come there because I think Marcus had a bit of a martial arts background, like a martial artist like yourself.
No. Don't compare that guy to my martial.
I ain't saying no, but he did. I think he had some kind of martial arts style going on.
Okay.
I tell you what, because he had Steve Smith who played fullback, right? Steve played, and he was training with Master Don Workman. This is the guy who was out of Redondo Beach. I ended up training with him when I went up to Green Bay. Man, when I went to that camp, I was in the best shape of my life. I didn't give up a sack. I didn't give up a sack. I didn't give up a sack during practice. I didn't give up a sack during the games and whatever. That became a numbers thing, And so it was like what happened with the guy that Tootie Robbins, who also played left tackle the year before. He ended up signing with New Orleans, who also had a camp up there. But Tootie was playing that vet thing, was trying not to daggone play during the preseason and stuff, saying that he was hurt, but they ended up cutting him. So when I saw him walking around, I said, man, they're going to cut me. That became a numbers game. And that's what they did. And the guy that represented Tootie represented me. Can you believe that? So my wife says that too. She said, man, I wish I was married to you back then. I'd have took both of them to court.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, because why, how was you daggone, you already got a guy, slated, to be a starter at this one, to play, at least, probably eventually start at one team. And then one guy you thought was at New Orleans who got this new deal. He signed a $4.5 million with New Orleans. Got like $500,000 up front and everything. But they drafted Willie Rofe at that time too. Now, Willie Rofe, who played at Louisiana Tech, ended up playing for 14 years. He's gonna be in the Hall of Fame there. He got he's an 8-time Pro Bowler, maybe 6 or 7 times. I know he got at least 5 Pro Bowls.
So let me ask you this, then. All that sounds good, but this is what I want to know.
Right.
After the game in LA and y'all got a big win,
right?
What do you guys do at night?
Nothing. Most of the time, trying to get to a restaurant to get something to eat. We ain't ate nothing all day.
Whoa! Y'all were trying to get food, no girls.
Yeah, man, I'm married. Okay, I was married at the time.
You were married then. I'm just
yes,
saying.
I was married.
No, I'm just asking your wife. Understand it?
Man, no, this is my second wife, but I was married before. My daughter Roxanne and my son Junior, they're mine.
So you were married the whole time you played with the Raiders?
Yes.
Okay, all right. Well, we'll keep it a secret then.
No secret.
We won't tell nobody.
It ain't no secret.
Hey, you about to give me that rock in that high school trophy. You about to send it to me? I'm telling everything.
You want me to get it?
What is
you want to see the rock?
Oh yeah. People don't know what the rock is, but I've been trying to get this rock from him.
Could you grab me that dagger? I'll get my wife to get it for me.
I've been trying to get this from him. He's a good friend. And he should give me this because I'm a real Raiders fan.
Yeah. Here we go.
Look at me. I got number 60 on. You people don't understand. Oh, yeah. Move your finger, Big Roy. Oh, yes. Man, that Roy, I'll give you $45 for that thing, man. Let's start. So who all got that now? Tell me about that. That rock is a piece of
all Raider players. If you were there with Raiders, they are all the Raiders got that all Formula Raiders got a rock. So I got that same copy of rock out there in the new Vegas facility that they got at the Allegiant Field out there. So where did that rock come from? Was that pieces of the stadium or what? That's a commemoration rock that they send, to the past Raider players that played there. But they also got a copy of that same rock, at the Allegiant Field. They got it on the ground out there, over the field, on all through the state, all around the grounds out there. And they got different rocks and stuff of guys. And so
almost like that. Yeah. Almost like that Beverly Hill Walk of Fame where they got
exactly. Similar to that. Exactly. Similar to that.
Man, listen, brother, that is that's a piece of art.
Yeah.
I got Muhammad Ali autographed gloves.
Yeah.
Let's make a trade. Wait a minute. Hold up, wait a minute. I got James Brown original capes.
You already tried to give me them James Brown shoes before. No, I don't want
No, not the shoes. The capes. Okay, all right. You can keep it. But I told you, I'm coming to get those things. I'm going to wait till you sleep one day. I'm going to put it in my pocket. You're going to wake up and say, where's my brick?
Leave my rock alone, man.
All right. So big Rory, what you been out of the league now for how long?
Oh, God. Shoot. Oh, man, about 30 years.
You've been out of the league about 30 years.
about
Now,
30 years. Yeah.
is there anything? See, I'm a pro wrestler, and I've
Right.
been out of the ring too for a while.
Right.
I could think back at some of the things I was doing
Right.
inside the ring that I really didn't have to do.
Right.
And I wish I could go back and do that thing over again. It's like taking so many bumps.
Right.
A bump means when you fall to the ground and you
Right.
get up. They don't tell you how many falls you're supposed to make. But
Right.
I used to like to look good because it make you, the more you fall and get up, the stronger you look, the stronger
Right.
you are. So if I want to go back to wrestling, man, because my knees hurt, my ankles hurt, my feet hurt, sometimes every part of me hurt.
Right.
You as a football player for so many years in the NFL, what would you go back and change if you could that probably you feel now?
That's good. That's good. I mean, when we played, it was a different game because it was more. It's football's it's a violent sport. Okay, it's just high contact and stuff. It's just I think I played with every good intention to be a dominant football player because that's the pedigree I'm from. That's the pedigree that when I went to Ohio State, that's what they inbred in me. All former Ohio State players, we were bred to dominate. That's just so. When I got in the league, that's what and that's the kind of heart that I took to it. And a lot of things, like I'm, a lot of games, I think, and I think about them how I could have been different here and been different there about them. I know. The games become safer now because of people you're trying to cut down on those high collisions and stuff because a lot of guys are really suffering, including myself. I deal with stuff every day, early on said dementia, sometimes and other things that I do tend with my memory. Yeah,
Are
so
the NFL taking care of you? They really
no, they're not. Not even because I'm already, because I got a case going there now. But a number of guys have gotten cases with them. But they've done. I do get my disability, and I do get things.
But let me ask you this, Big Roy. Back then, the team wasn't worth billions of dollars like they are today.
No.
So. No. I don't understand why these guys not doing even more since they are worth more money because there was a time when you guys had to bridge that gap.
Exactly.
You guys had to carry the ball just so they could get to where they are now.
Exactly. So, that's why these NFL people they need to take care of the guys that they need to take care of. If a guy fouls, say, well, I'm this way, I'm different. I got early Alzheimer's. I got because I have a lot of my friends died from ALS. Steve Smith died from ALS. My buddy William White died from ALS. My buddy Sonny Gordon died from ALS. I got such,
And they was all football. They was all football players. Yeah,
all of them. And like my boy William White, he played like 11 years in the league. He played most of his career with Detroit, but he finished up with Atlanta. He had like a year or two with the Falcons, and he played like 11 years. But a lot of guys got Parkinson's. A lot of guys they dealing with stuff. But the thing about it, you're talking about 12, maybe 13,000 guys. You know what I'm saying? And these guys in the NFL could take care of these guys. And because if they take care, and they have the money to take care of the guys. They have the money for that. So I don't understand why they don't just take care of these guys because these guys have taken care of them. They have we have made the sport what it is now. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Rory, let me ask you this. How can the NFL, and this is what I don't understand, how can the NFL give one player $250 million? One player, $250 million, and can't take care of the guys. Can't take care of the guys who was there, who need help for them. These are, like you said, 10, 11-year guys. I'm not talking about the guy that played 1 year,
Yeah.
maybe made the team. I'm talking about guys that made it a career.
Right.
Made it to where you're invested. What is that, 3 years or 4 years?
It's like 2 or 3 years now, but when I played, it was like 4 years.
See, if you played through 2 or 3 years at any time in that business, that means it was a career for you.
Exactly.
Because what's happening to you on this field is not going to just stop when you retire.
It gets worse. And that's why, because that's a big problem with a lot of these NFL with these little the NFL people or whatever, because they're saying, because we would get better. You don't get better from this stuff. We try to fight it off. We try to fight it off by staying active and doing things, to help our condition, So that's how come, I try to keep active and do something a few times a week, at least 4 or 5 times we try to do something. Because it's like, if you sit, because, stuff start deteriorating and stuff like that, through your brain, through right now, because I got to have another hip operation. I had 2 eye operations, you know what I'm saying? All due to football. Okay. And it's like, and it's just, why don't I, these NFL people, go ahead, if a guy, puts in a claim and he fits the criteria to get a, take care of that guy, take care of those people that's been taking care of you. I mean, we have been,
And this is why I don't understand, Roy. You guys should not have to, you guys should not have to beg for something that you guys help build.
Exactly.
You guys help create this machine that these teams now worth billions of dollars. I hear sometimes you try to go to a game and they don't even treat you right just coming to a game. Exactly. Like you were never part of that team.
Exactly.
In the team you play for. So I really think, especially when speaking of ALS, that's a disease that they already know that came from a lot
football.
Of the
hits
and stuff that you took on the field. Exactly. And people know I'm playing in a golf tournament with Terrence Mathis ALS to raise money and awareness for that disease. And I'm a pro wrestler, but I feel your pain. I feel pain that you guys should not have to wait until your retirement age 63.
Right.
You guys got to wait till you guys almost retired to get any kind of benefit that they want to give you guys, which that is for normal life. We're talking about the NFL is not a normal life.
No, it's not.
Every day you go out there and run head on into somebody. But like they said, you know what you sign up for. We do. We know football players know what they sign up for.
Right.
But at the same time, they should be taken care of. Because they love the sport that people are making millions and millions of dollars off.
Thank you. And they continue to make more money. So it's like, that's what I'm saying. We have paved the road for, the NFL to make the money that they are making. Take care of the guys that need help. That's all. That's all. There's nothing confusing about that.
Now, whose responsibility is that? I mean, is that like the association, the NFL Player Association?
Well, the NFLPA right now, it's I don't know. This is Maurice Smith cats, stepping down. We haven't been, a lot of the NFL, this NFLPA guy, we really didn't like because he was more, inside inclined with what the NFL wanted, for retired guys, and they don't flip the thing and what they don't, there was certain requirements and stuff that, guys fit, but it seems like with the NFL, a lot of these jokers, the NFL people, I'm not going to talk derogatory about them, but they seem to have changed. They want to keep changing things. So guys can't get the help. Quit making it confusing because you got the money for this. Okay? You got the money for this. You got the money set aside to help guys. Help them. Okay? And a lot of these daggum athletes that are daggum playing now, this will be them in some years. Okay? People got to understand. They got to understand that. And football is not a normal sport. You ain't talking about taking care of a million people. You're talking about maybe 12, 13,000 guys. Okay?
But wait a minute, Big Rory, it's a little different now because these guys today, like I said, one contract for one player, I think was $200 million.
True.
This guy's not gonna have to worry.
They'll be set for the rest of their life. After
But
1 year,
I
you're
think
right.
that's bait. I think that's a bait and switch. We
Yeah,
give one player
exactly. And the thing about it, it's about 5%, maybe.
Yes, exactly.
2 to 3% of the league make that kind of money. The quarterbacks make that. You know, you got like a defensive lineman, like Aaron Donald or Chris Jones. They might make a $30 million a year. But these other quarterbacks, man, they make it 50, 45, 50 million. You know, that's your Jalen Hurts. That's your, that's your Herbert, who just signed. That's the guy that signed that $252 million deal. Hurts just signed a $260-something million deal. I mean,
and they getting paid on what they're going to do, what their expectation of what they're going to do next. That's why these guys getting paid that money. They're not getting paid. Think about it. You don't get paid off what you done for the business. They projecting what you're going to do in the future. So we going to give you, we going to sign you to $200 million. So your contribution worth $200 million. But the guys who played back in the day, years now at home, who are struggling to take care of health insurance, and situation with your body and physical ailments.
Yeah,
now, those guys are not worth that money. So
exactly, because for instance, it's like I can't get any health coverage because I take a Alzheimer's medication. I cannot get any health coverage. Okay, the league. They try to put out, well, we offer long-term health coverage, but you have to fit the criteria, So what they would do, is turn you on over to a regular insurance advocate, and they'll put you, and they're like, well, you don't fit it. Look, we don't have normal careers, okay? Football player, a former football player gonna have something wrong with them. Okay?
Hey, Rory, but what about, who are the doctors who are the one looking after you guys? When you make a claim, let me ask you something. When you make a claim, do you have to see a doctor? Yes.
Yeah.
And who does that doctor work for? Does it work for the NFL?
The NFL have doctors, that they can prescribe you to see, but because I had a stroke back in like 2008. So I've been seeing a doctor. I've been seeing a neurologist since 2008. So it's been 16 years I've been seeing a neurologist.
So is it from the NFL?
No. I took this upon my own record because when I had the stroke, I was driving. I was a professional truck driver, so I was down there in Texas. And I had the stroke, and then but I started seeing a neurologist then. So after that, but I still see a neurologist every year and whatever. This is before the concussion thing even came about, and so I still but over the years my conditions have gotten worse. You don't get better through it. You know what I'm saying? I fight it off and try to fight it off. I try to keep active, try to keep a sweat, because they say the best thing for Alzheimer's patients is to do if you got to keep it off or to slow it down, is to keep active. That means doing some vigorous exercise, at least 30 minutes.
Vigorous exercise should be with your wife. Oh, not that kind. Okay, all right.
Oh, not that kind, man.
All right.
I got an incumbent bike that I get on and I ride, and I got a bag that I punch. Just you get that. I know that's what you do. You punch that bag too. But I have to do something, because it's like you can't. What that would do if you don't continue to be active. These conditions can worsen, and they'll seek in, and things will get, that plaque will build up more in your brain, and then things, if you're not, that old saying, if you don't use it, you'll lose it. That is so true. And so,
Big Rory, listen, bro, we could talk all day. This is some good news, some good talk, man. But I want to tell you, if there anything I can do or anybody can do to help the situation, especially the ALS, man, anything that we can do, man, you guys deserve more than what you guys are getting. I'm talking about my heroes.
Right.
You are one of my heroes. You know, I follow your career. Although we're friends, I follow your career from high school all the way to the NFL.
You one of mine too, brother. You
deserve to get the help you need, man. And the NFL should come up off that money and stop being so greedy and being teeth. You know, it's like the big monster on the yard. Right. He gonna boss everybody around because hey, I got more money than you guys. So if you sue me, I'm gonna just tie it up until you die.
That's what happens. That's exactly what's going on.
I'm gonna tie it up. You can sue me, but it's gonna be in court so long you're gonna die before we ever do. Listen,
that's what's going on.
You guys deserve help, man, and deserve to have the best of the best, man. And you know, like I was saying, man, I think when people get to watch this, talk about your high school career, there's a lot of high school guys out there who don't know what to do with themselves. Right. Because a lot of them in my community and probably around you guys, a lot of athletes out there who don't even have a father to sit down and talk to.
Exactly. That's true.
And at high school to say, where should I go? Why should I go to this college? Because I can get this degree. Right. I can get this lifestyle. I can create a lifestyle there. Most people gonna go because somebody gonna offer them a few dollars. And then when they get there, they're gonna be transferring. They're gonna try to leave. You know, so and then once you get to college, kids need to know it's not easy.
No, it's not.
It's not easy. You know, but because it's hard, sometimes mean it's right.
That's right.
You know? Sometimes that's what you need. If it's too easy, anybody can do it. Exactly. And then when you get to the NFL, you there. This is what you dream of. Right. But think about the future and career after the NFL. Exactly. What are you gonna be like if you don't make $200 million? You're gonna be fighting to get health insurance to get taken care of. And you and just this conversation with you, man, you hit on all of that, man. And I'd like to thank you for coming on the Cat's Corner. And the only thing I got your jersey on, number 60. The only thing I need now is a yellow handkerchief or flag coming over for holding. Because you held a lot. Every play you were holding something.
So okay, you gonna put a yellow flag.
Yeah, I'm gonna put a yellow flag on the shoulder for holding, so you look like you're at home. All right, Big Rory. Hey, man, I'm gonna hit you up a little later, man. Thanks for coming on.
Okay, man.
All right, Big Rory.
You take care.